All right, golf fans, get ready, because today we are going deep. We're diving headfirst into the world of PGA Tour pros, trying to unlock the secrets behind their incredible consistency and performance on the course.
You know, it really is amazing how they managed to combine natural talent with that kind of unwavering precision you see week after week.
Exactly. I mean, we've all seen those incredible shots, the clutch putts, the way they handle pressure. But what we wanted to know was, is it all just raw talent or is there something more?
Sure.
So we dug into some expert analysis, and let me tell you, what we found was fascinating.
Oh, it's not just about hitting the ball a mile. It's about strategy, mental toughness, and a level of precision that honestly kind of blew me away.
Yeah, you're telling me. And one of the first things that really jumped out at us was their setup. We're talking about the way they approach every single shot, from grip to stance to ball position, even how far they stand from the ball. It's like every detail is meticulously planned out.
Well, there's a reason for that. Consistency in setup is all about reducing variables. It's about eliminating those little things that can throw off your shot and creating a foundation for predictable results.
I've always used alignment sticks for putting, but these guys use them for every shot. Talk about dedication to eliminating guesswork.
It might seem like overkill, but even the slightest misalignment can have a huge impact on your ball flight. Pros understand that, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to minimize those errors.
It's incredible, really. It's like they're obsessed with being perfect before they even swing. Okay, so we've got precision in setup. What else sets these players apart?
Tempo. Have you ever noticed how smooth and consistent their swings are, no matter what club they're using or how much pressure they're under?
Yeah, I mean, they make it look so effortless.
Yeah.
But I've always struggled with tempo, especially when I'm trying to hit the ball farther.
That's where a lot of amateurs go wrong. They think that hitting it harder means swinging faster, but pros know that's not the case. They maintain this sort of inner cadence, a consistent rhythm throughout their swing that allows them to generate power without sacrificing control.
You know, I've heard some players even use metronomes to practice their tempo. Is that true?
Believe it or not, it is. It's about ingraining that consistent rhythm into your muscle memory so that it becomes second nature.
Wow, a metronome on the golf course. That's the sight I'd love to see. All right, so precision in setup, consistent tempo. What other hidden gems did we uncover?
Well, let's talk about distance control. Have you ever wondered how these guys manage to hit their approach shots so close to the pin, even with wind, elevation changes, all those variables?
I feel like they have some kind of sixth sense,
Hmm.
right? Do they just magically know how far the ball is going to go?
It's not magic, but it's pretty close. Pros meticulously track their performance, and they know their numbers inside and out. They understand how far they hit each club in different conditions, so they can adjust their shots accordingly.
So they're like walking databases for every shot imaginable.
You could say that. They're constantly collecting data and using it to refine their game. For instance, did you know that the average PGA Tour player aims for a 30-centimeter margin of error from 168 meters?
30 centimeters. That's less than the width of a golf ball. I'd be happy just hitting the green from that distance.
It just goes to show the level of precision these guys are operating at. It's remarkable.
Okay, so we've got setup, tempo, distance control. What about aiming? Do they just lock onto the flag and let it rip?
That's what a lot of people think, but it's actually more nuanced than that. Pros rarely aim directly at the flag.
Really? So where are they aiming?
They think in terms of zones, specific areas on the green based on statistics and their own strengths. They use data to determine the most advantageous landing spots, factoring in things like pin position and their own tendencies.
So it's like a strategic calculation rather than just aiming at the target.
Exactly. They're playing the percentages, minimizing risk, and maximizing their chances of a good score.
That's incredible. What do they call these zones, these strategic areas they're aiming for?
They're called yardage bands. Basically, they divide the green into sections based on how far they typically hit each club. So instead of aiming for the pin, they target the yardage band that gives them the best chance of success.
Yardage bands. Got it. I'm
Yeah.
mentally adding that to my golfing vocabulary. So it's not just about hitting the ball far or straight. It's about playing smart, making calculated decisions on every shot.
That's what separates the pros from the amateurs. They understand that every shot has a purpose, a strategic element to it.
This is seriously blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Do you think even amateur golfers like me can benefit from this kind of pro-level thinking?
Absolutely. You don't have to be a pro to think like one. By understanding the principles they use, you can improve your own game dramatically.
This is eye-opening stuff. We've covered a lot of ground here, but before we move on, I think it's worth recapping what we've learned about the secrets of PGA Tour players.
Sure. We started with the importance of precision in setup, paying attention to every little detail to create a consistent foundation.
Then we explored the concept of consistent tempo and rhythm, that smooth, repeatable swing that allows them to generate power without losing control.
And we delved into the data-driven world of distance control, how they track their performance and know their numbers inside and out.
And finally, we uncovered the strategic brilliance of their aiming techniques, using data and analysis to target specific yardage bands on the green.
It's all about understanding that every shot counts, that every shot has a strategy behind it.
So you don't have to be a pro to think like one. This is empowering stuff. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll be diving even deeper into the world of PGA Tour pros, exploring the mental game that allows them to perform under pressure. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody. Now we're going to really get inside the heads of these PGA Tour players.
Yeah, we just scratched the surface with all that strategic stuff about setup, tempo, aiming. But now I want to know about their mental game. How do these guys stay so cool under pressure when the stakes are so high?
It really is remarkable. I mean, think about it. You've got millions of dollars on the line. The eyes of the world are watching you. And these guys manage to just block out all the distractions and focus on the shot at hand.
I could barely handle a friendly round with my buddies without getting flustered. These guys are on another level. So what's their secret? Do they all have, like, sports psychologists on speed dial or something?
Well, some do work with mental coaches, but a lot of it comes down to self-awareness and developing mental strategies that work for them.
So, like, what kind of strategies? Give me an example.
Okay, well, one technique they use is visualization. Before every shot, they take a moment to mentally rehearse the swing, picture the ball flight, see it landing exactly where they want it to.
So they're, like, playing the shot in their mind before they even address the ball.
Exactly. It's about creating a mental blueprint for success. And by doing that, they're training their minds to stay focused on the process, on the things they can control, rather than getting caught up in the pressure of the situation.
That makes sense. It's like they're creating their own little bubble of focus, blocking out all the noise and distractions.
Right. And they're also really good at compartmentalizing. If they hit a bad shot, they don't dwell on it. They just let it go and move on to the next one.
Easier said than done, right? I mean, I've been known to throw a club or two in my day.
Well, that's the difference, isn't it? Pros understand that golf is a game of ups and downs. They're going to hit bad shots. It's inevitable. But it's how they react to those shots that separates them from the rest of us.
So it's not just about talent. It's about resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity.
Absolutely. They have this incredible ability to stay positive and keep believing in themselves, even when things aren't going their way.
I gotta say, it's pretty inspiring to hear all this. Makes you realize that even the best in the world have to deal with the same mental challenges as the rest of us. They've just figured out how to handle them better.
It's a reminder that we can all improve our mental game no matter what level we're playing at.
Okay, so we've talked about the technical aspects of their game, their amazing mental toughness. But there's another piece of the puzzle here, right? What about their ability to adapt to different courses, different conditions, all those variables that golf throws at you?
Oh, that's a huge part of it.
Yeah, I mean, one day it's sunny and calm, and the next you're battling wind and rain. How do these guys handle that?
Well, that's where adaptability comes in. Pros are masters of adjustment. They're constantly analyzing the conditions, the course, and then making subtle tweaks to their game plan.
So it's not about having like this rigid one-size-fits-all approach. It's about being flexible and adjusting to whatever the day throws at you.
Exactly. They don't try to fight the elements. They embrace them. See every change as an opportunity to showcase their versatility.
That's such a cool way to look at it. It's like they become one with the course, reading its nuances, understanding its personality, and using that knowledge to their advantage.
Right, and they're always learning. Every round, every shot is a chance to gather more information and refine their approach.
This whole deep dive has been pretty mind-blowing, honestly. It's changed the way I think about golf and, honestly, maybe even life in general.
It's funny you say that. The more I learn about these PGA Tour players, the more I realize that the principles they use on the course can be applied to so many other areas of life.
Totally. It's all about setting goals, developing a plan, being disciplined, adapting to challenges. It's a pretty powerful message.
It really is. And it's a reminder that we all have the potential to achieve great things if we're willing to put in the work and never stop learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the technical aspects of the game to the mental fortitude it takes to compete at the highest level. We've really gotten a glimpse into what makes these PGA Tour players so special.
It's been a fascinating journey for sure.
It has, and I think the biggest takeaway for me, and hopefully for our listeners, is that you don't have to be a pro to think like one. We can all learn from their dedication, their precision, their mental toughness, and their adaptability.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be doing a deep dive into your game.
Hey, I like the sound of that. All right, folks, that wraps up another episode of The Deep Dive. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the world of PGA Tour pros. Now get out there, practice, and keep playing the game you love. We'll see you next time.